Hey, what's up, everyone? Ralph here. So, restaurants are starting to experiment with this new technology, right? They call it surge pricing. And this allows them the ability to raise prices based on demand and staffing. So let's say like you like to go to your frequent restaurant that you like to go to, and let's say you go at a time where it's very busy, right? They're gonna rate, so you'll see elevated prices during that time. But let's say you go at a time where it's not busy, right? Less traffic. You'll see obviously a lower price discount on the food that you eat. Now Wendy's tried this. I think a few days ago, last week, it came out that Wendy's was trying this, right? They also call it like dynamic pricing or something like that. And they got a lot of backlash from it, right? A lot of people did not like the fact that they were raising prices. So what they did was they kind of backtracked, right? They said, we're not raising prices, but in reality, they're also implementing this. They're also trying this out to see how it works, right? What they'll probably try to do is they'll try to repackage it in a way that's more appealing to their customers. But they're going to be trying this new technology along with other restaurants. Now this is nothing new. I think everybody understands. Like airlines try this, hotels, ride-hailing services. They all do this type of surge pricing, where if there's depending on the time of day, if there's a lot of traffic, you're going to see an elevated price, right? So I think a lot of people already kind of consider this when it comes to those type of services. But when it comes to the restaurant, obviously people aren't willing to accept it yet. Especially and if you think about it, right? Like for business, right? Like when I'm looking at this, like this type of what they're trying to do, I'm thinking about like, damn, it kind of makes sense. Like, it's kind of, I'm not saying this is a good thing, but it's like, it makes kind of sense if you base it on economics, right? The law of supply and demand, right? When demand is highest, you're going to see higher prices, right? When it's down, you're going to see lower prices. So it kind of makes sense. But the question people are having is like, is this something you should be doing now, right? Especially during these economic times, right? Where inflation is, everybody's struggling just to make ends meet, right? Pay bills, pay credit card debt is rising. Housing costs a lot, and groceries expense so much. So when the fact that you're trying to raise the prices of restaurants, a lot of people are going to be turned off to this, right? And people are voicing their displeasure with it. Like I see with Wendy's, there was backlash, and then Wendy's had to backtrack. But that's the thing, like, is this the best time to do it, right? But even though restaurants are already trying this, right? It's already done. They're already testing it in different places. And I think the biggest concern for a lot of people is obviously the elevated prices. But I think when we all want to go and eat, right? We want to know when we're going shopping, we want to know the price of things, right? We have an idea all right, let's go try this restaurant. I want to know the price. Like you want to know what the price of a burger, your price of fries, price of a steak, whatever it is, you need to know what the price is. And it kind of makes it difficult when you're going to a restaurant and you have no idea what that price is, right? You're like, all right, maybe if you waited 10 minutes when it's less busy, the price will change. So these are the things these are the concerns that a lot of these restaurants are gonna have to figure out, because people like to know the price of things when they go shopping, especially if they want to go eat. So but like I said, some restaurants have already tried this, and they're seeing good results. Like they're already seeing profits in a lot of their and during this testing time. So if one restaurant is seeing results, then you're gonna see obviously more restaurants try this. And I think when it comes to this thing, I think this could work in tourist spots, right? Because when I just talked about how people like to know the price of things, but if you're a tourist area, you don't really care about the price too much. I mean, obviously you do, but you have an idea what things cost. But when you're going into a different place and you're just visiting, then you're just going to eat. You're going to pay whatever the cost is. You get the menu, see the price, and you're going to pay. So this could definitely work in those situations, in tourist areas where people don't really care too much about the price. As long as it isn't outrageous, people are going to say, all right, you're going to go in there and then the price is what it is. But I think but if you're someone that frequents there and you go there on a regular, the fact that you have no idea what the price is probably going to frustrate you. So that could be an issue. And also, I think they did a survey, right? And they said 61% of adults favor varying prices. So it says 61% of adults favor this variable pricing, and more younger ones favor it more as opposed to the older ones. So I think a lot of people, I think they surveyed 1,000 people. So I guess people are cool with it, right? Based on that survey. So all right, so we're going to go into this Wall Street Journal article and see what more they have to say about it, right? So surge pricing is coming to more menus near you. All right. So it says, if you are hungry for a barbecue on a Saturday night this month, a delivery of pulled pork sandwich from Cali Barbecue could cost you around $18, right? Or you could hold off for a few days and order the same sandwich delivered on a weekday afternoon around $12. So like I said, it depends on the demand, right? So based on this, Cali Barbecue, like if you go on a weekend, obviously it's going to cost more, so you're going to see a higher price. But if you're going during the weekday where there's not as much traffic, you're going to see a lower price of $12. So it really depends on the traffic and the demand. So it says restaurants like San Diego-based Cali Barbecue are experimenting with the form of dynamic pricing, long used by airlines, hotels, and ride-hailing services. Technology providers are pitching services that enable restaurants to change prices weekly or monthly, increasing or slashing the cost of taco or sandwich between a few quarters of several dollars, depending on demand and sale patterns. The small changes can add up for restaurants seeking more sales, though operators must weigh the potential gains and the risk of upsetting inflation wary customers. And that's the thing you got to worry about, right? If you're going to implement this type of pricing, you need to understand that right now people are not in a good space when it comes to the cost of things, right? So the fact that they see their restaurant increasing the prices of things, and it fluctuates, then you have to at least let them know this is what's going to happen, right? People, like customers, need to know like this is being done, right? If you just start one day just have one price and another time you have another price, people get frustrated. They're not going to like that, right? So you at least have to make them aware, and then at least get them used to the fact that they need to understand that you will get fluctuating prices based on the time of day, right? So as long as I think maybe if they know this, then they'll probably be more accepting of it. So that's gonna be something that a lot of these companies are gonna have to risk. So it says Sean, Cali Barbecue's owner, said that the variable pricing attached online to the pulled pork sandwich boosted the 4-unit chain's $30,000 in monthly delivery sales by 1,500 since the company began testing it in early 2023. That's that's very meaningful for a small business. Walchuk said about the sales boost. I recommend it to every restaurant owner. Cali Barbecue has since expanded the technology to a $32 combo. So like I said, they're already seeing good results from it, and that's like just one of their items. So they're gonna expand it to other parts of their menu, and obviously they're hoping to get more increase in profits. So it says dynamic pricing, charging higher rates at peak times and dropping them at slower rates, has become commonplace. In industries such as e-commerce and mobile apps and have made it easier for companies to study consumers' buying and browsing and quickly adapt. Rising costs in recent years have led more retailers to implement it. So restaurants are experimenting with this technology, and the industry looks for ways to boost sales and increase profits. Many restaurants increase menu prices as labor, food, and other costs have soared since 2021. Prices of food eaten away from home in January 30% higher than that in the same month in 2019, according to the Department of Data. So that's another thing, because especially when you have like the wage increases, the minimum wage increases, that's going to increase the cost of a lot of these restaurants. So they're going to try to find so many ways to increase their profits, right? Because if you're going to increase the minimum wage on them, they're like, all right, that's cutting into profits. They're going to try to find ways to get that money back, right? Obviously, they've already done it by increasing the cost of the food, and obviously, a lot of people don't like that. But then that gets tricky, because you don't want to get to a point where you're increasing it too much, right? Then people get turned off, and then you start losing sales. So maybe with this dynamic pricing, it could help boost sales for them, because during when demand is high, people are going to pay the price when demand is high. People are going to pay the price whatever it is, right? But then it offers an opportunity for those that let's say they don't go when demand is so high, when there's a lot of people, they'll get a discount on that same food item. So it really depends. So maybe this is something that works for them. Obviously, if you're the customer, you're not going to like this, right? Depending on what you go. If you're someone that goes when there's high demand, you're going to pay a higher cost. You're not going to like that. But if you're someone that goes during low traffic, then you're probably not going to mind as much. So it's going to be interesting to see where they go with this, or how it works out. So it says, all right, so Wendy's drew public scrutiny after the burger chain said in mid-February earnings call that it was looking to test dynamic pricing. The chain said it would invest around $20 million in its restaurant to install digital media boards by 2025 that could suggest items of customers and present different offerings. So inflation fatigue customers protest the possibility of surge pricing hitting their burgers and Wendy's last week, and said it wouldn't raise prices as the busiest times. New digital menus could instead allow the chain to offer discounts during slower hours. So yeah, like I said, Wendy's already had that issue, and they backtracked and said they weren't going to do it. So Again, I'm not gonna read the rest of the article, but yeah, like, so it's gonna be coming to a lot of restaurants, right? Expect it, and especially as they start implementing this new technology, then you can expect like to see fluctuation in prices. Now, my thing is this: like, obviously during these times, it may not be the best time to do it, but I mean, this is the test is they're gonna test this out and see how it goes, and they'll obviously if the market shows that it doesn't like this new technology, then guess what's going to happen, right? They're going to get less sales, and then guess what? Their prices of those items are going to drop, right? That's how it works, right? Supply and demand. If less people are demanding, if you're going to raise the prices and less people are going to eat at your establishment, then obviously it's going to cause you to get less sales. Therefore, you're going to have to drop pricing. You're not going to hit your profit margin. So, and like I said, like if this is something that you don't like, then like I always say, man, like eating out in a restaurant is a luxury, right? You choose to go out there and eat. That's your choice. If you don't like the experience that's going on with these restaurants, then you don't have to eat there, right? And a lot of people are making that choice, especially when it comes to the whole tipping thing. People have issues with tipping, so people are like, all right, the experience that eating at these restaurants is just not the same. So they're choosing to make a statement with their wallet, right? Which is a lot of them just not choosing to go. So that's pretty much it. Like, see how this goes, and it'll be interesting to see like how many more restaurants and establishments implement this. So those are my thoughts. Like, are you okay with this? Like, would you be okay with restaurants, like, based on supply and demand, based on demand and staffing, prices increasing or decreasing based on how much people are going to that restaurant during a certain time? So let me know in the bottom in the comments below. Hit the like button, share, and if you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe. Right. So take care and have a good one. Later.